Changing civilizations is the feature nobody was expecting and nobody asked for. But as I've learned more and I've had time to process it, my initial reaction of basically internal screams has been replaced by something more balanced and far more optimistic. So here's why I think that playing as 3 civilizations rather than just one could actually be a good thing in Civ 7. I'm hoping that this video may just change your perspective on it too. Do let me know if it does. In an age where nicknames stick, perhaps it isn't a surprise that the critical Humankind 2 label has stuck to Civ 7, like Gandhi's finger has stuck to the nuclear button in previous installments of the series. This is because, just like Humankind, Civ 7 will abandon the traditional formula of playing as a single civilization throughout the whole game, in favour of making players choose a new one at the start of each of its 3 ages. In the end, to be honest, Humankind's pick and mix approach of choosing any civ you fancy in the next age just ruined any kind of immersion I had in a game, and turned out to be a pretty disappointing feature. Thankfully, Civ 7's approach to changing civs does work differently. Instead of a free-for-all, in Civ 7 your next civ has to have some kind of historical or regional link to your current one, with others becoming playable if you meet certain in-game criteria. The example that I've used most commonly is work 3 horse resources in the Antiquity Age and unlock the Mongols and their hordes of cavalry for the Exploration Age. This way of transitioning civs makes a lot more sense to me, and I'm hopeful it won't kill the immersion like Humankind's civ transitions did. Of course though, there is still a risk with this, and nearly 10% of you said that it was already a deal breaker. So it's fair to say, in some people's opinion, changing civs is just a crap feature, whatever way you look at it, and to some extent I do get that, because some players just plainly don't like it. Some players love the novelty of playing as America in the Stone Age or Rome in the Modern Age, and some players just want to play TSL games which might not be possible in the same way anymore. But even if 10% of players don't want to give it a chance, 90% of us do, and we are willing to take that risk, and it's us 90% that Firaxis are banking on for the game to be a success. To set itself apart from arguably the most complete Civ experience ever in Civ 6, Civ 7 was always going to have to revolutionise elements of the gameplay. These changes were never going to please everyone, just as not every Civ 6 change pleased Civ 5 players. But as someone who said that Civ 7 had to be brave with its new features, realistically I just can't sit here and criticise them for the radical approach they've taken to civilizations, especially when it's at the forefront of almost every major gameplay change in Civ 7. Whether it be the overbuilding of districts, or the crises which bring an end to each age, or even the splitting up of the game into 3 distinct ages, almost all of Civ 7's biggest changes centre around the idea of history being built in layers. And in this context, evolving the civilization that you play as, crucially in a way that broadly sits within the guidelines of history, is a key component in allowing these features to thrive. Will the layering of cities feel more authentic because you can see remnants of their Roman past? Would it be kind of underwhelming to emerge from an age-ending crisis to exactly the same civilization and situation you had before? Will each unique age be more exciting and immersive because you're playing as a civilization which thrived in that period of time, well, roughly at least, with their own contemporary units, buildings and more? The more I ask myself these questions, the more I can't shake the idea that what Civilization 7 is trying to do doesn't work as well without evolving your civilization between ages. And that, at its core, is what it is to me. It's an evolution of your empire through history, rather than the disjointed approach we saw in Humankind. There are other positives too, and the biggest one I want to talk about is that it's worth noting this new approach to civilizations will open the door to so many new inclusions that previously just weren't possible in the series. I don't think that there was a chance, to be honest, that we'd ever have seen the inclusion of the Normans or the Indian Mughals in the previous format, not with the likes of France and England in the game, or the one Indian Civ which dominated India's representation previously in the series. We already know that Civ 7 will launch with more Civs than any previous Civ game has launched with before, and I am so excited about the new and creative Civs that we're going to find out because of this new feature. Seeing the changing of Civs in Civ 7 as key to the game's uniqueness, as an evolution of your empire rather than a sort of nonsensical revolution, and as giving the opportunity for us players to experience new civilizations such as the Normans, has really changed around my initial thoughts on this new feature. But I do accept that it's still controversial, and some people will watch this and think I am talking garbage. One far less controversial feature coming to Civ 7 is commanders. If you want to know why I think their inclusion could reinvigorate combat in the series, you can do so by watching the video on screen now. Make sure you drop me a comment to let me know if I've changed your mind about this new way of playing Civilization, or do you still not like it, or did you like it anyway? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you soon.